this too, Bishop Michael. Melvin Bragg was arguing this position recently, that some of the great civil rights movements, well, Martin Luther King's speech was so wonderfully biblical in essence and in delivery, and also overthrowing King Charles as well, the Puritans. Many of the progressive movements and much of the progressive politics has found its seedbed in the Bible.
Melvin Bragg makes excellent points along those lines, and it's perfectly true, of course, that much of the rhetoric of the political movements that one would wish to support comes from the Bible, because the Bible is the source of so much of our imagery, so much of our metaphors, so much of our literature. That's not at all surprising. You can find good quotations in the Bible to support the point of view that you want to adopt, and of course you can find the exact opposite. So why not bypass the Bible altogether as a source of moral authority, and simply say, as Shakespeare said, as Milton said, as anybody you like, you quote anybody in literature you like, and as Isaiah said, or as Jesus said, you can get quotations from literature all over the place to bolster the point of view that you want to make. That's what Martin Luther King did, and many other people have done from the Bible. You can get it from Shakespeare, you can get it from Milton, as I say, you can get it from Aldous Huxley,
Dickens.
All sorts of people, Dickens. The Bible should not be given the privileged status. We shouldn't be discussing here, is the Bible relevant today? We should be discussing, is literature generally relevant?
Absolutely.
Bishop Michael.
Yes, I think literature is relevant, but I'm afraid Professor Dawkins thinks that it is just of aesthetic relevance, whereas in fact literature has moral and spiritual relevance.
Christopher Hitchens makes the point.
Let me finish.
Just make this important, because he says there's as much truth as there is in the Bible as there is in Tolstoy and Shakespeare.
But where did Tolstoy get his truth from? I mean, Tolstoy, where did he... But the point, I think the central question that I think Professor Dawkins has actually asked is, why should the Bible or the Judeo-Christian tradition have preeminence? And the reason for it is that the moral criterion by which we have become decent people has come from the Bible. It has come from the Decalogue. It has come from the Decalogue. It has come from the Sermon on the Mount. It has come from the moral and spiritual teachings of Judaism and Christianity. And that, just a minute, and that moral criterion is then also used to critique the Bible. I mean, this is the great thing about the Bible. The writing prophets manifest that very clearly, that there is a principle of self-criticism in the Bible itself. This is why it has the capacity to liberate people. That is why Martin Luther King and others are using the Bible and not Shakespeare. I would be very interested to see a civil rights movement come out of Shakespeare.